This video is all about what I see in the market right now in Southeast Palm Beach County in 2022. I'm going to talk about new construction, new developments, new opportunities that exist here in Southeast Palm Beach County, as well as the rental market, which I have a lot of people that reach out asking about potential rental opportunities, as well as some of the things that have changed in the last weekend as far as it relates to people wanting to move to South Florida. So I'm talking about the Northeast, the Pacific Northwest, Chicago. Every place where it has become more restrictive is in play right now. And we have more people that are reaching out now in the last week than at any other point since the pandemic started. And it's because things are getting more aggressive and more restrictive. I want to talk about that a little bit. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Chris Igoe. I'm a full-time, full-service realtor with an all-star team that services all of South Florida. I make content to showcase exactly what it's like to live in South Florida, and I'll occasionally add my opinion or thoughts on really anything I think will help educate or inform to help empower you to make the best decisions for yourself, for your family, for your lifestyle, and for your financial bottom line. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to meet with some relocation clients that are moving here from New York. And I wanted to address a couple different things. One, I'm incredibly grateful to meet with people who have found me on YouTube. It's always an honor to go out there and help serve and support people get exactly what they want in this highly competitive market. But one of the things that he provided to me in the form of feedback was it would be incredibly helpful on a moving forward basis if I went deeper, if I created more content that really showcased what it's like to live in a community. And while I thought I did a pretty good job of that, I actually took it to heart and realized I could go way deeper and more comprehensive in showing what it's like to live in certain areas. So in the future, you can expect to see far more content that showcases exactly what it's like to live here. And I've done tons of content about what it's like to live in Boynton, what it's like to live in Delray, Boca Raton, Coral Springs, Parkland, Wellington, Lake Worth, and you can find those playlists up here, or maybe it's up here, I get it wrong. I get that wrong all the time. But moving forward, I'm gonna go deeper. I'm gonna show more of what it's actually like to live in these communities, some of the resources that are around it as it relates to shopping, parks, job opportunities, economic development, school system. I want to go much deeper and more comprehensive so that you know exactly what it's like to live here. It's almost as if we're on a tour together. I'm going to make that content moving forward, so please be on the lookout for it. And you have my commitment that I'm going to make it very easy for you to make a decision should you decide to move to anywhere in South Florida. In addition to the feedback that I got about creating more content about what it's really like to live in a community, I also wanted to highlight something that was super important to these potential relocation buyers, and that is the quality of life for their children. Anyone who's thinking about moving to South Florida right now because of the things that we just discussed, they want to know that their kids are safe, that they're moving to an area where their kids, their family, their lifestyle, they're going to max out South Florida living. And I will do a better job of making sure that I highlight those things, but all of the communities that exist here in South Florida, especially in West Boca, West Boynton, West Delray, they are set up specifically for families to be happy and thrive. And when we went on our tour of the community, the thing that really stuck out to them and they were most impressed with was how many kids they saw. And yesterday wasn't a particularly nice day, to be honest with you. It was overcast, it was a little bit breezy, a little bit colder than usual, but there are kids outside playing, there are people riding bikes, there are people at the pool, there are people at the playground, there are people out there living their lives. And it was obvious that this is a place in a community where their family could come right in and be happy. I think it's really important that anyone who's watching this understand that it is a very welcoming, very safe, very open community that exists almost every place in South Florida, so you will not make a bad decision. You will transition right in. It is a very easy process to get enrolled in the best schools that exist, and you will max out South Florida living, and you will live the life that you deserve to live, a happy, free life. And we'll make sure you get the best deal possible. So that being said, the next big concern, and this is kind of funny, and I forget about how important this was, but it was important to me too when we first moved here from New Jersey, which of course is the pizza and the Chinese food. If you're from the Northeast, and also the bagels, because there is a huge world of difference between the food, or at least if you don't know the right places to go, there's a huge difference in the quality of all of those things if you don't know where to go. So please rest assured that we know the best places, and we will set you up with the best places where you can go out there and enjoy. Am I going to say it's the exact same quality? Nah, I can't do that because I'm originally from the Northeast, but it is very, very close. So you're going to get New York style pizza. You're going to get New York City quality Chinese food. We know exactly where to go. We know all the best places so that you don't miss home too much. But just trust me when I tell you it exists, and it's not anything that you need to worry about. Over this past weekend, I saw something completely shocking. And in my opinion, it is an absolute game changer. And I think we're going to see more of this, unfortunately. I saw a video of a family that was out, I think it was at a birthday party or Chuck E. Cheese or something like that. Maybe it was just a restaurant, I don't know. But it was this young family, a young child, and the police busted in and demanded to see their vaccination passport or their identity card, or I'm not exactly sure what it is because these things don't exist in Florida. But the police interrupted a family that was having a very nice outing and scared the living hell out of everyone. I'm a huge fan of the police. I am a huge fan of law enforcement. I am a huge fan of anyone that's going to go out there and serve and support us, period. So I want to be very clear that I make a big distinction. I am a huge proponent of law enforcement. That being said, these police officers went in, and it's their job. It's their job, so I'm not blaming them. But they went in, and the system is set up as such where they terrified a young family that was out to dinner or out to a birthday party. I'm not exactly sure what it was, but they scared the living hell out of this family because they didn't readily have their passport or their vaccination ID card available. That's terrifying. And in my opinion, that's just the tip of the iceberg. So where does that end? What does it look like moving forward when you're going to have to continuously show proof that you've been vaccinated at a restaurant, out to eat, in a store, in any setting? The fatigue that will have on families, on your mental well-being, on your lifestyle, I can't even imagine what that's like. But I know that it exists, and it happened this weekend. It terrified me, and I couldn't even imagine how I would deal with that if that was done to me or my children. I'd probably be in jail right now. And I think there were a few people that were actually arrested due to what happened in that event. Now, I don't say that to scare you. I say that because it's what's happening right now. And the more that those type of things happen, I can promise you, the more there's going to be a demand, a mass exodus from these places. Now, we've already seen that, but I don't see that slowing down. In fact, I see that accelerating. And the truth of the matter is, the government is out there right now. This is not a political diatribe. I don't have any I'm not making a political statement, but the reality of it is the United States right now is out there building test facilities for rapid COVID tests and spending billions of dollars. And those facilities aren't even going to be finished till 2024. So do I see this slowing down? Do I see this ending anytime soon? The answer is no. And my experience is, especially as you look back in history, when some institution or authority figure gains power or control, they don't typically let it go. And I don't see that happening anytime soon. So I don't say that to scare you. I say that to share what I see in real time, which is the families, the people that are tired of living in that environment, have fatigue about living that environment, they are moving, and they are moving in mass. And that is going to continue to accelerate as we move into 2022. Now, do I think we're going to see inflation? Absolutely. Well, we've already seen inflation, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. We're going to see more inflation. We're going to see interest rates rise. We see the Fed ending their quantitative easing. And there are all kinds of things that are going to change because of that, right? But at the end of the day, how does that impact the real estate market here in Southeast Palm Beach County? Right now, it doesn't. It is a supply and demand issue. I don't see anything that indicates a slowdown as far as real estate sales are concerned. I see an acceleration as we go into 2022, and that's what it is. It's supply and demand. There's tremendous supply of people from around the country and around the world that want into the freedom of Florida and now have the flexibility to do that due to the ability to work virtually. So that's what we're seeing right now. Families want out, people want out of where they're at, and they want into the freedom of Florida. That's where we're at. Now, I get a lot of people who are reaching out, and we're very thankful that you do, asking about the rental market here in South Florida. And I have to be totally transparent and forthcoming as it relates to the rental market. Rentals in South Florida are far more competitive than the residential resale space, period. There are 15 single-family homes for rent here in Boynton Beach. They range in price from $3,000 up to, I want to say, $17,000. Rentals are insane. And to be totally transparent, there are 0 rentals that are available here in the Canyons or anywhere in West Delray, Boynton, or Boca. They are few and far between, and if they do exist, they are hyper-competitive. The truth is, we are not your best resource as it relates to getting a rental here in South Florida. And I'll tell you why. Most landlords, most homeowners, most management companies that are in the rental space, they bypass the MLS completely. In most cases, they do not cooperate with realtors at all. They go direct to consumer using either Zillow or rentals.com or some other third-party portal that I've never heard of, or they do their own advertisement and create their own website where they control the process completely, but they don't work with realtors by and large. So if looking for a rental is your thing, you are far better served reaching out to them directly through any of those portals. So it's probably in your best interest to do a Google search in the area that you want to be, find whatever rental opportunities exist, and reach out to them directly. You will be far better served than I could ever do for you. And that's the truth. We always want to serve and support you at the highest level, but the truth is, as far as rentals are concerned, we are not your best resource. Now, as far as rentals go, it is insanely expensive. The rental prices have gone through the roof over the last year, and that's going to continue to be the case. So if you're an investor looking for a rental property or an Airbnb, then please reach out to us. We can absolutely help. For those of you that are considering renting, I would strongly encourage that you check out the video that I've done up here, which talks about our rent to own program, where you're able to go out there, lock in a rental price, and potentially buy that property at a discount based on the future appreciation that we're going to see in this market. So if that's something you're interested in, then please click the link up here or up here and you can learn more about that. Right, just to recap, I've covered what we're seeing that's driving the force of demand here. It relates to relocation buyers and the supply and demand. Now, truthfully, I had thought that we would see more inventory open up as we move into 2022. And I hope that's the case. My concern is now the COVID fear upticks, we may find sellers that are, again, more reluctant to list their homes. I don't believe that's going to be as big an impediment here in Florida as it is in other places, but I do know that the more there is fear, the less there is action. And so I don't really know what the inventory situation is going to look like, but I hope it improves. Now, another thing that lots of people want to know about as it relates to moving to South Florida or relocating in South Florida is if there is any new opportunities as it relates to new developments, new construction, brand new homes. And the truth is, there's not much. But there are some new developments that are being planned in West Boca that I'd like to highlight here, and also some new opportunities that exist as you go a little bit further north. Now, these communities have sold out almost instantly over the last year. And I'm making this video and sharing it with you now because if this is something that you are interested in, you do need to take action now because there will be tremendous demand. GL Homes will open up the lottery to their new development at some point in February or perhaps March. They have not announced the date yet. They haven't made any announcement yet. But having helped lots of people buy homes in GL communities, as well as living in a GL home community, I'm very familiar with the builder, I'm very familiar with the sales force, and I can tell you that I do have a little bit of inside information. GL bought a failed golf course in West Boca, and they're in the process of turning that into a luxury residential community. The homes that will be for sale there are going to be very similar in size and quality and structure as the homes that they built in their last development, which is also sold out in Lotus. I can tell you the way it's going to work for people who are interested in this new community is it will be a lottery system. So the way the lottery system will work is everyone who is registered and sent in a $10,000 check, their name will be added to a tumbler. That tumbler will have all of the people who have registered and have the check in, and then it will be just like a lottery drawing. They'll spin the tumbler around, they'll pick out the first number and that first name, and the person who is drawn first will have the ability to pick whatever lot they choose to pick, and so on and so forth. So if you're number one, you've got the prime pick. If you're number 100, you've probably got the you got the 100th pick. There will be no bad lot in the community. There will be no bad home in the community, but there will be tremendous demand. And obviously you're not locked into anything. So if you were to be number 100, and I'm just making up numbers here, I'm sure it'll probably go a lot higher than 100. But if you're number 300 and you don't like the lot and you don't want to participate and you want your money back, then they just send you your check back. There's no obligation. But in order for you to have the right to be in that lottery and have the opportunity to pick a lot that you might desire, you've got to do those things. So if that's something that you are interested in, then I would strongly encourage you to reach out to me. I will be doing more content about what that community will look like. And I've also got direct access to GL Homes, so I can make that process a whole lot smoother for you. So you can expect that I will have lots of content about what it will be like to live there as that starts to develop. But to give you an idea of what those timelines look like, the lottery will open up at some time in February or March, and then occupancy will be somewhere between 12 and 14 months after that. So we're really talking about spring of 2023. Now, I will tell you, Lotus sold out very quickly. Boca Bridges sold out very quickly. Seven Bridges sold out very quickly. You can expect that this will sell out very quickly. So if it's something that you're interested in learning more about, then I would strongly encourage you to reach out to me so we can make sure that you have the opportunity to get exactly what you want. Separate to that, there's no more land that exists in Southeast Palm Beach County. As you move a little bit further north, there is more land. It's also in the middle of nowhere. Now, I say it's in the middle of nowhere, but right now where I'm standing was the middle of nowhere 10 years ago. All of this land was essentially agricultural land, and there wasn't much built up around it. So you would be an early adopter in a place that at some point will be very nice and very well built out and have all the things that you would want. But truthfully, those new communities that are being developed and being planned and that exist in Royal Palm Beach or Palm Beach Gardens, they're going to require time to build up anything that resembles the lifestyle that exists right now in Southeast Palm Beach County. But that being said, we will continue to share what those new developments look like and what it will be like to live there should you choose to live there. Now, I hope this content was valuable, and if it was, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and if there's ever anything that we can do to help, then please reach out directly. You can book a Zoom consultation by clicking the link up here or up there. I always get it wrong. And from there, you can set an appointment to meet with me directly. If you're interested in learning more about every city in South Florida, then please click our free city and relocation guide that you can find up here in this top corner. And it's going to tell you everything you want to know about every city in South Florida. I hope you enjoyed my video. And if you're even thinking about moving to South Florida, you've got to reach out to me. Call, text, DM, send a carrier pigeon, a smoke signal, by any means necessary, because we've got your back when it comes to moving to or living in South Florida. And until next time, peace.